Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Drop in the chat. Let me know where you're watching from so I know which one of those it is. Welcome to another Thursday stream with ADSR. Let me know how the levels are. Can always bring things up. Happy to be here. Happy to be, for me, waking up first thing and making music this morning. The lights are a little bit different today if you're used to watching this stream because I wanted them to match the gorgeous plugin we're going to be working with today, Pharlight. Now, I'm pretty new to this plugin in all seriousness. Native Instruments did send it to me. It's not like they're paying, but they did send me this plugin. And I haven't done much exploring with it. I've just played around with it a little. So today we'll kind of go on that discovery journey together. So as usual, if you have questions, I am monitoring both chats. So what's going on, Farning in Twitch? What's up? What's up? And I see a bunch of folks over here on YouTube. What is up? Listen. What is up, my friend who looks like they have some Cyrillic alphabet name and I can't read it. I apologize. Asterion, Alistair, Kelly, Inferno 9, Techno James. Kevin was ready to go. I was 1 minute late. Kevin was ready. Martin, what's up? Bueno is here. Ryan Yee and Fusion Sharp Gamer. Oh, you like the light, Fusion? Thank you. Thank you. Controller that we're working with today, I thought it would be appropriate to go ahead and work with the complete A25 keyboard today, just because, we're using native plugins, a native plugin. So let's go ahead and use the native keyboard. And I think I want to start today. So like I said, questions, go ahead and throw them in the chat. I'm going to monitor the chat here and there. And I think let's just get started. Before we actually use Pharlight, I think I want to show you guys a little bit of where I'm coming from, a little bit of context of why I love this plugin, why my initial thing is to love this and be interested in this, because I love vocal sampling and playing vocals as an instrument. So before we go into Pharlight in general, let me show you how I was doing that before. So of course, there's a couple main ways I would do this. I would go into my samples. I would type in vocal, and I would look for a one-shot sample. Something that is melodic. That one's fine. So, right, we would grab this. I would say, let me grab that first note. I would warp it with tones mode so I could play it like an instrument. I might add some reverb to it. This is all going to make sense once we get to Pharlight for sure. And that sounds fine. You can obviously do a lot more with this, like do stuff like looping. If I upgrade it to sampler, right, I can turn on loop mode and have it just sustain for a bit. Let's hit the crossfade up. And suddenly you've taken a vocal sample. I could probably turn that up a bit. You could just take a vocal sample and totally create an instrument out of it. Okay, so that's my basic way of doing that in Ableton Live. You throw it into a simpler, you throw it into a sampler, you're good to go. And of course, Live has other ways you can do this. Live has presets, and one of them that I love, has been one of my favorite, Ableton Live instruments for a while, is by Little People, and I'm not even sure if it's available. I got this for free off the Ableton blog. Little People Wab How. That is kind of what this pack was called that this came in, but this came and it sounded like this. So kind of this keyboard sound meets vocal sample. Which is a really beautiful sound, and I use it for a lot of things. Let's go lower. I just love the way the sound. Sometimes I turn off this auto panning stuff. It's doing a multi-sample thing in the background, so it's kind of doing a lot for us already. But again, another beautiful sounding vocal synth. And then enter in Pharlight. Let's get rid of all this stuff that we don't need. Enter in Pharlight. And what we have now is just like this really intense, like that doesn't even sound like a vocal synth. Bad example to start with, but that it goes to show the kind of versatility of what is going on in this plugin. Let me jump to a choir preset so we can hear a little more voice. So as you can see, let's kind of look at the anatomy of this plugin here. It's a contact library, I believe that's how you refer to it, contact library. And what we've got is we've got the left side, we've got our grain. Let's hear just the grain if possible. So that is, you know, taking a small part of that sample and playing between it. But that's actually quite a large grain. You know, granular synthesis, the reason it's called that is like a grain of sand, a tiny piece of a sound, right? And just kind of like looping in between it to make something new. So you can see these two brackets here and that line going across like pong or something. It's looping between that sound, but it's also moving through the sample at the same time. So you hear a timbre change as it goes on because it's moving through a sample. Let's bring that down now, and usually what it does is blends it with another sample. So let's hear what this sample is on the right. And usually in this pack it is a vocal sample. And what it does really nicely, of course, is it blends these two things together to make something new. So you combine that grain and that vocal sample, the hum pad in this case, to get something really, really beautiful. And of course, it comes with its own effects. So let's just crank that reverb. And let's go ahead and crank the delay. Of course, what we see here, we also have some low pass, cutoff, mod intensity. Let me see this. What we have in the middle is this XY pad, which we have on all of the presets. It's adjusting the filter and the mod. Let's kind of bring it to some extremes. Very, very nice for sound design. Okay, so that's the main anatomy of this plugin. Is you got your grain on the left, you got your vocal sample on the right, effects down here, and then your XY in the middle. We are going to make something today with this, I promise. But obviously we can go deeper and you can have this level of control with your grain. So you can obviously adjust the position. I can adjust the length of this grain. So let's see how that kind of changes. You might also notice that as I switch between samples, it's also... As I switch between notes, it's switching samples. So I'm doing a tinier sample there. You can also dice roll. It adds some chance to it. Then we can, of course, adjust the sample side. We can adjust the effects. and we can adjust, what's on this XY pad. We can also adjust, some master stuff here. Change what the x-axis is. Oh, I clicked the learn button there. It's flashing. Okay, cool. So I can likely just throw whatever I want on the XY pad. Let's start to lay down some chord progressions. Let's do a little bit of preset surfing. Like I said, if you have questions, I have both chats in front of me, which do not seem to be refreshing, but I forgot to say, let me know if there are any technical issues during the stream, if levels are weird. Last week we were blasting sound and nobody was telling me that we were blasting sound. But I am here to adjust things as needed. Occasionally the cameras freeze. Who knows what can go on, really. And I have the chat loaded. Okay. Shall we preset surf? Chat, you tell me. You've got the preset list here. If you see something you like, I want to go in the direction you want to go. So I'm just going to slowly scroll, and the first person I see that can name an interesting preset that they see, I will go back and click on that preset. So I'm just going to give it a slow scroll. When you see something cool, let me know in chat, and I will go ahead and pick that preset, and we'll lay down a loop with that preset. Thank you all for tuning in today. If you don't know, my name is TAETRO. I've got my own YouTube channel, youtube.com/TAETRO, where I do similar tutorials and the like. Chat, you're going too slow. I'm going to pick my own preset. I'm going to go with flickering hum for now. But if you all saw a preset that you like, I will gladly go in that direction. Ooh, it doesn't like this. My processor does not like this. I'm going to go ahead and turn my buffer size down. I think that should help us a little bit. And by down, I mean up. It kind of helped. All right. That's very bright sounding. Let's do that. I like that idea. I can tap out the tempo on this controller. Oh, we want to be at 120, I guess. Yes, and then I can hold shift. It's been a while since I used this controller, but it is a good one. It does have some pretty decent Ableton Live controls. Yeah, let's record that. That's not what I wanted to do. Here we go. Okay, now we've got this loop that I need to clean up a bit. Let's go ahead and quantize that. I'll use the controller. Get rid of some of these extra notes. There's a 7 in there somewhere I don't want. Nice. All right, I like that. I'm going to turn my buffer size down a bit because it's not liking. Obviously, this is a very intense plugin CPU-wise because it's doing so much at the same time. think that turning that up should have helped a little bit. But now that we've got kind of a bass loop down, let's go ahead and mess with some of what we have here. So this is really where the brilliance of that grain is showing. Obviously that grain is adding so much more compared to, you know, if we just heard the vocal sample. And I do like having so much control over the blend. I think that that's been more common in Complete Control, well, in Native Instruments plugins. It's kind of blending two sounds together and giving you control over that blend. Let's go ahead and mess with the effects. Here we go. So we could, of course, automate that, but let's find a little bit more of an interesting combo here. I guess we don't need the metronome on anymore. Just gonna slowly do that. I think I want to automate that. So that's the other cool thing about this is I can go ahead and turn record back on. Let's automate this. And there we go. Now we've got automation happening. So we can continue to layer on and such. I'm going to go ahead and freeze that track. What is that JIT balance square? So Renaxalo, that is there is an XY pad in the center of that plugin. Oh, good. I'm glad chat is working, guys. I was afraid you all were not there. I was not getting chat for a while. I'm gonna freeze though. We're gonna freeze. I'm not gonna quite flatten yet, but if you don't know, in Ableton Live, you can freeze tracks and they will not occupy the CPU space that they once were because they are frozen in time. It's almost like just bouncing them out to audio, but you do have the option of unfreezing and going right back to MIDI. So let's go ahead and load up. Let's see what kind of bass sounds are here. That's very cool. Let's just lay that down because that sounds fun already. I don't want the XY to start there though. So as I move it, chat, you can probably see, but it's recording that. do it. It's early. I definitely need the metronome on. Let's go ahead and turn it on. Don't sleep on the Complete Control A series controllers. They're good live control. Renexlo says, I've been following you since your hologram video was on my IG Explore. It's cool. Thanks. I haven't done a hologram video in a while, but I have something planned. I actually have a video that's done that I haven't released in the wild yet. That's the hologram times 10. Let me find this. I'm going to go ahead and make this quantized. But again, let's solo the sound. It's hard to believe that this is sampled off vocals, right? Let's just hear them each. JTX voice. So obviously this sounds a little bit more in the synth world, but when you add this grain on top, it adds a much more organic element to it. We're almost doing like a score today. I think we should totally add some drums to this. What do you think, chat? Yeah, Sons of Joy, the audio might be coming out as mono. I apologize. It's the best I can do at the moment. And so that we can survive and the computer will not melt as we continue on, let's go ahead and freeze. Actually, wait. The first thing I'm going to do is duplicate this so we have another instance to work with. But then we're going to go ahead and freeze this track. And things will not melt today. How is everybody doing today? Nobody typed in where they're from as far as I can see in chat. Maybe I'm having chat issues today. Straight soundtrack material, says Kelly Road Slum. You're right. That's what I like about this. I love doing. Oh, Dimitri Williams says smack some drums on there. Don't mind if we do, Dimitri. Let's go for it. I'm going to use ADSR lo-fi hip-hop pack, which is a pretty... I know it sounds like it's totally lo-fi, but it's actually like an intense kind of lo-fi, which I think will suit this mood well. Probably don't need it to be that loud. Should we do 4 to the floor, you think, chat? I'm gonna bring some of this volume up. I'm definitely gonna add reverb. I don't really have a clear downbeat, so I'm going to go ahead and record that again. Metronome. Alright, let's add some hi-hats here. Got that hi-hat. What else? I think that's it for now in terms of drums. Little thing I want to add on to this hi-hat. We will go ahead and add an arpeggiator here so I can get some stutters with it. Let's add a reverb to that snare. I want it to be like a high reverb. There we go. Let's overdub that. This one hit is fine. I don't like how the hi-hats fit. We'll stick with what we have. Alright, that's a good enough drum loop for now. Good morning, Mocha Bear. Welcome. Dimitri says, I moved over to live recently and honestly have been loving it. Tell me what you love about it, Dimitri. I love live too, but I would love to hear it. Kelly Road Slum says, burial style drums. I don't know what that is. Tell me. Naxalo and Sons of Joy are watching it at dinner time, and I'm just having my morning coffee. That is the beautiful thing about these morning streams. Let's keep adding with Pharlight. One thing I do want to do is unfreeze this track. See how quick that was? That's what I like about freezing. And go ahead and add a sidechain. And let's pump the bass drum. Is this the one we want? No. See, I want the one that's doing the steady pulse. We'll go ahead and go back and freeze that. Boom. And then we'll add the sidechain compression to the next one. And then we'll be good. I want to know how crazy we can go with this plugin before the stream actually just should have melt. Let's see. Unfreeze this one really quick. Oh, I just put that on there and I didn't even pull the threshold down. Ah, man. It's fine. I won't make us sit here and do the freezing again for both of those. I'll go back and fix it later. But what do we think? What do we think so far? Dimitri says, live makes me feel like I'm programming a video game and something. And I love it for that reason. Yeah, it can definitely feel. But then it can also feel like an instrument too. You know, it doesn't completely feel too technical. All right, we've frozen both. Wait, did I really flatten this? LOL. I guess so. Oh well, that'll help with CPU anyway. Alright, what do we need now? We did bass. Let's go into some of the plucks, actually, because we don't... Oh, there's only one pluck, so that makes things easy for us, chat. What's up, Pedro, in the Facebook chat? Alright. I really only like the last 4 bars of that. Again, basically just using one plugin here though, folks. Besides the drums, obviously. I like how the quantize kind of kicked in there. Let's go ahead and... Wow, look how different it is without the grain. Oh, we can turn up the number of voices. little transposition knob here for the sample, which is nice. It's nice because I don't hear any like real stretching sound that it would normally come with warping a sample. I'm gonna bring this back down to 0. So far so good. I'm gonna go ahead and duplicate this and we're gonna keep moving. What do we think of Pharlight so far? What do we think so far? Would sound super cool if it had a breakdown, slowed down. I mean like some half speed stuff, you think? Let's see if we can work towards that. Let me put in one more layer. I'm just gonna go into, it says sample based, that's what the category is in complete. But I think they're all sample based. I like those. Let's preset surf a little bit. Oof. That is making my computer heat up. At least I can fry my eggs on my MacBook Pro when we're done. That's cool. Some of them are super intensely and obviously vocal samples, and some of them are just very their own sound. I could base a whole track off of this one sound here. Whoa. Bounce and lead. So we notice the x-axis here is position, and that is changing the position on the grain, it seems. Start position, which obviously has an effect on the sound. Let's hear this on top of everything. I just don't know if that's adding anything to the track. Like, what's gonna add something? What's under piano? Let's see. Whoa. That's got a tail. It's like a haunted piano. Ooh. No, it does not like that one. But that was a beautiful one. Appearance. I want to move away from those brighter things. Oh. Oh, that's literally using a grand piano sample plus a vocal. That left side on the grain, it's like that's not quite a grain because that's huge. So I'm getting my vocal sample from here, and then I'm also getting a piano sample. Yeah, if you're doing a piano score, holy smokes, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. I don't know how that one's not crashing the CPU. How about those piano sounds, chat? Those piano sounds are freaking great. Wow. Okay. I almost forgot we were kind of doing a track here, though. Let me go ahead. Human. I like that category. Human. Whoa. That's some top 40 stuff. Almost. Hear this in the next Justin Bieber track. Let's do that. This is just a fun little challenge that you could probably do yourself, you know, just open up one plugin. Doesn't have to be Pharlight. You open up one plugin and say like, all right, how do I make a track with just this plugin, you know? So I'm going to go ahead and freeze this scene. Flatten. Oh, I just automatically flattened for some reason. Like I just did it in my brain. I went right for it. Oh well. Love it. Let's mess with the drums a little bit here. I know Mocha Bear, you said to do like a halftime feel. Let's just record the breakdown. I'm liking it. Magic Ma. Hopefully somebody will be able to help you, but I do not directly handle that kind of stuff. Sorry you're having trouble. What do we think of this halftime field, chat? Let me know, let me know. I'm going to duplicate this chat. And then maybe one more layer. I think it would be cool to maybe do a stream where we just do like a scoring project. I think it'd be kind of intense for the CPU load, but could be fun. What do we want to go for? Dark? Why not? Like if you all can see, like I'm seeing that. That's just not for the stream. I'm dropping frames on Ableton left and right. I'm gonna keep going. Just preset surf a bit. Find one last layer. Whoa. Nice. Other cool thing on this controller, since it's made for NI Native Instruments plugins, I can just preset surf right on it. Ooh, these are more like effects. Yeah, so that kind of shows the versatility of it as well, because we've got like a kick sample here, like a sub, along with that noise. Very useful tool. Obviously a lot more than just a vocal synth. That's a lot. You definitely will. Like, these are such lush sounds. You definitely will fill up your mix using these sounds. Like, they're so rich. So that's something to be aware of as you start to use these. Whoa. That's cool. I mean, but it's just like instant inspiration. You find one of these presets and just start your track. Whoa. I didn't expect that vocal to come in like that. Darren James, good morning. We are looking at the Pharlight plugin by Native Instruments. It's kind of like this granular vocal synth. It's not just a vocal synth though, as we've demonstrated today. Of course, if you are tuning in a little bit later, like Darren slept in this morning. That's okay, Darren. You can go back and watch the stream later, of course. Like, especially go back and watch the part where we demoed the piano sounds. Those piano sounds were beautiful. But basically, we're blending some type of granular sample and then some type of usually vocal sample. And then they get run through a bunch of effects. And and they sound so intense. Oh, did we go around and do all of these already? I've just been going in a circle. What's up, Chris Copeman? Fell off the train there, but I think the beginning was fine. That's not what I'm working on. Where is it? Can y'all see what this does to the CPU? Here we go. Very, very intense plugins. That's why a good processor is always important when choosing a laptop for music production. And I have an i7, and I'm streaming at the same time, which is very CPU intense. So my laptop would likely be fine running these plugins, but adding the layer of streaming on top kind of makes it tough. Darren is busy with work. I see. Work? What's work? I'm just messing with you, Darren, anyway, because I know you're always in the streams and you make the ones you can, and I highly appreciate you. Alright, we made a fun little track. But like I said, you got to be careful with your mixes, especially, well, I don't think most people would do this and like go ahead and just stack 5 of these on top of each other, but they're such lush sounds that they are going to occupy a lot of your space. Let's just flatten all of these, because why not? Oh, this one's the bass, so this one needs the bass signal. So I'm just gonna go through and kind of sweep a bass out of things that don't need bass. Or low frequency in general. Cool. So then we can just start playing these one by one. This would have been fun to filter. I'm not ready for that sound yet. Came in too early. Here we go. Ready for the halftime feel? Mocha Bear inspired. Chat, this is a fun little track. Created completely with a few drum samples, of course, from ADSR, and the Pharlight plugin by Native Instruments. What do y'all think? I think that track was kind of fun. Once you start arranging it, it actually got interesting. Let's just take a few more minutes. I'll take questions in the chat. We'll hang for a bit. I'll preset surf for another couple minutes. Arm the proper channel. So you notice that those vocal samples also change when I get into different octaves. It's like an I sample. And you can see it right on screen changing. Oh, I should I duplicated this track, but I had this EQ on it. Let's get that EQ out of there so we get a proper read on what this sound is. There we go. So you just see how you can just get lost in some of these sounds, like that one especially. And I'm just using my mod wheel here on the keyboard. And it's adjusting the Y-axis on the XY pad, and usually that can be very expressive with most of these presets that we've kind of walked through today. Seems to be filter for a lot of them. Oh, that's nice. Darren James asks, do you have any advice on how to make minimal sounding music sound interesting and different over 6 or 7 minutes? Automation is key. Like, if you're not going to change musical ideas, changing the timbre and the effects of your sound is definitely key. Just listen to some techno and stuff that goes super long but is, I don't want to say repetitive, but you know, part of that music, it's supposed to get you in a trance. It's supposed to kind of just pulsate and move you without much change, but yes, slow change over time. with effects and automation. It's definitely the answer. I have a short attention span, so I generally make shorter music. I love the attack on this sound. Whoa. No worries, Magic Mod. Don't worry. Somebody will answer your email. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Whoa, chat. How about that one? This is the Grimes machine. Let's stop everything right now. One more track to play us out. I don't know what happened when it looped back around. I love it. I don't know what is going on, chat, but I love it. Let's use these drums we already have. Let's take the reverb off that snare. I messed up. So close. What am I don't know why I'm even doing this. This is the end of the stream. Let's quantize the heck out of that because it's early. But I could totally make a whole track off of this one idea here. Grimes is one of my favorite artists, and this sounds super Grimesy. Let's make a bass line out of this. Let's pull all the reverb off this. record that, I guess. Sounds a bit different than what we were working on before. That's gonna wrap us out for today. That is all we got. Thank you so much for tuning in to another ADSR Thursday stream. We're trying to mix things up. We mixed things up this week by just diving into a plugin, Pharlight. Let me know what you think about that. Because if y'all want to go back to the beat making kind of flow, we can totally do that. We can focus this in on, you know, MIDI controllers and pieces of gear if that's something y'all are interested in. Let us know. We are open to suggestions. Tweet at me at Nick TAETRO, NICKTAETRO on Twitter with your suggestions. I'm very open to suggestions and what we do with these streams because it's for you all. So I want to be able to show something interesting. What's gonna happen if I switch this? I had fun with this stream today. I hope you enjoyed Pharlight. I think it's cool. I'm just super inspired by the sounds in it. Maybe you will be too. Let me know if you start using it. Make sure you subscribe to ADSR's channels, whether that's Twitter, Instagram, or here on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button right down below. Head to my channel, youtube.com/TAETRO, if you're new and we haven't met before. My name's TAETRO, TAETRO. I'm your electronic music mentor. I do lots of content over on my channel. Some tutorials, live streams, call-in shows, interviews, all that on my channel. So go ahead and subscribe over there. Tweet at me with some suggestions for future streams. And thank you all so much for tuning in. All right, that's going to be it. Have a good one.